Hi, all my beautifully flawed friends. I hope you're having a great new year. What are some of your resolutions? I want to know. Comment below. I want to know. Something that I do want to talk about today is a very popular resolution that I'm seeing every January. Go to the gym, lose weight. It's something that, you might be like, it's no big deal, like what of it? I do it every year. But really think about it. Go to the gym and lose weight. There's so much pressure you put on yourself to achieve this idealistic standard or this image of beauty. I think it's such a dangerous mindset to have. Go to the gym and lose weight. Because it's reflective of a mindset or of a culture that for some reason your body's not good enough. You're not good enough as you are. Because it's not about going to the gym and getting stronger. You want to go to the gym and lose weight. Get skinnier. Just reflect on that for a minute. And that's something that I want to talk about because that whole mentality of getting skinny, that can lead to or exacerbate an eating disorder. According to the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders, 3% of the entire world population has an eating disorder. That's 8 million people who are dissatisfied with their body. And according to AboutKidsHealth.com, body dissatisfaction can be seen in as people as young as 5 years old. That's a big deal. That's a lot of people. And so somebody you know might be displaying symptoms of an eating disorder. So that's something that I would like to help you out with today. How to spot a potential eating disorder and how to talk to someone and support them if they do have an eating disorder. So something to realize with people who do have an eating disorder, they're in a really dark place. They feel alone, they feel misunderstood, and they feel frustrated. They are convincing themselves not to eat. So to help you identify a potential eating disorder, I'm going to give you a list provided by NADA. That's the National Eating Disorder Association. Okay, so now that you're aware of how to spot a potential eating disorder, here is a list of how you can help talk to somebody and provide support for them. The first and the best thing you can do is to educate yourself. Education is the best way to talk to somebody because you're not coming from a place of opinion, you're coming from a place of fact. So read. Read about the facts and the myths about weight, nutrition, eating disorders, all that stuff. That way when you are talking to somebody, you can actually be able to cite legitimate and credible sources versus personal anecdotes that aren't applicable to every situation. Second, after you educate yourself, rehearse what you're going to say. This could be a conversation that causes a lot of anxiety, not only for the person who you're confronting, but for yourself as well. And I don't want to say confronting because you shouldn't be confronting. And that's really important. Don't confront them about this. Talk to them privately. This is something you are addressing. This is something you are concerned about. So talk to them in a place where you both feel safe. It's away from social media. It's away from the public. Really let them know. Just say, hey, do you have 15 minutes to talk about something that's concerning me? And do so in a place of love. Be comforting and be firm. Be prepared for somebody to ignore your concerns, to deflect your concerns, to be really angry and to be really defensive. Listen to them. That's the comforting part. You can listen to them while also being firm because you don't want to enable any of those justifications. You don't want the emotions and the thoughts that are manipulating them to manipulate you. So be really firm and loving. Transparency is also really important. So be transparent. Let them know exactly how you're feeling, what your concerns are, and why they concern you. Use I statements. So rather than something that's accusatory and is going to make this person feel defensive, take responsibilities for your emotions and don't blame your emotions on their actions. That's really, really important. So instead of saying something like, you're not working out enough, you're not eating enough. Wow, That makes you feel really like, woo, like the person you're saying that to is going to be really defensive, and now you run the risk of isolating them because they resent you. Try saying something along the lines of, I feel concerned when I see you exercise without eating afterwards. You can also take this up a notch by providing a solution. That's a wonderful thing. Somebody with an eating disorder, they feel a lot of despair, and they feel like nothing's going to work. Like, I've been doing this for so long, what's the point? Nothing. There's nothing that's going to help me. So a really wonderful thing that you can do is provide a solution. So use your I statements, provide a possibility. So you can say, I feel concerned when I see you're working out a lot without eating afterwards. Something that might help is cooking dinner. Would you like me to cook dinner with you? How can I best help you? Oh, that feels so light. That's such a wonderful thing. Such a wonderful thing. Because now you are providing a support system, which is so, so, so helpful. Even if it's just you. That love, that support feels wonderful. And maybe you could tell friends. Who knows? You could do monthly Sunday brunch or monthly evening dinners. That way you're making sure your friend is eating and they have a group of people that helps keep them accountable and make them feel comforted, supported, and loved. And the biggest thing that I really want to emphasize here is when you are listening to this person and you are using your I statements and you are providing solutions, really do your best to avoid giving them an overly simplistic solution. That feels very, very frustrating. And again, it makes the person feel like they're misunderstood because now you're not understanding the cause and the reasonings for having an eating disorder. You're just kind of ignoring it and putting a Band-Aid over it, and you're just like, okay, let's move on. And who knows? When you're helping somebody, you might be helping yourself too because, you might have some thoughts about your own body. And there might be a few things that you're dissatisfied with. So when you have a community that supports each other, everybody benefits and it helps you too. I mean, there is definitely a stigma that we have in our American society about weight. We put so much pressure on people to have this idealistic image of perfection. It's like if you're chubby, you're going to be made fun of for being fat. If you're trim, you're going to be made fun of for being skinny. And it's like we live in a society where people's insecurities are exploited and they get manipulated, and we get hurt by that exploitation. And when somebody is hurt and they feel bad about themselves, they project that onto somebody else and they hurt somebody else in an effort to make them feel better. So it's a cycle of people attacking people in an effort to lift themselves up in some weird way. But everybody is putting a wall up and we're scared to be vulnerable. And it gets rough because nobody really feels good about themselves. You're either looking at a picture and you're like, oh, this person is perfect, they suck. Or you're looking at a picture and you're like, this person is fat, do better. So everybody kind of gets hurt from it. Personally, for me, I'm working to mute the noise. I'm working to destroy and uncreate anybody else's image of beauty and perfection, and I'm working on being friends with my body and living my personal standard of, I don't even want to say beauty or perfection. I'm working on living my personal standard of body acceptance and self-love. So, something that I would like to share, because we do have that stigma around weight and body, I'd like to share that 3 years ago, I was 125 pounds. I now weigh 176. I'm 4'11", so I'm definitely overweight. Medically, I'm obese. But you know what? I'm still awesome. And there is absolutely no shame with however your body is. We shouldn't feel embarrassed or ashamed for simply existing. And I do want to say, if you do have an eating disorder or if you have BDD, you're not alone. There's so many of us who share your similar situation and your same thoughts and emotions, and there's so many of us that can help you. You're not alone. It's okay. If you have a story you would like to share, please feel free to do so. I want this to be a safe space for everybody. You are wonderful. You are loved. You are enough. So my friends, thank you so much for listening and watching my video. Until next time, stay flawed.